So let me also extend my heartfelt gratitude to all of you for being part of deAsra for the last 10 years now. Um, this has been a very exciting journey. We started out not knowing what we needed to do. We were very clear that we need to do something to help entrepreneurs, and especially the very small ones, but we didn't realize how complicated the problem was or what we needed to do. So I must say that we got a lot of very good support from all of you, and many of you, we asked all of you what we could do, and today happens to be actually the real anniversary of the deAsra Foundation is 31st July, which is Sonali's birthday. So that is when we incorporated the company. And we wanted to do this today partly because we wanted to make sure Ria also is part of this celebration. She has missed many of the occasions in the past, so we wanted to make sure that we get her before she leaves. So we were ready to do this earlier than 31st, otherwise it could have happened a little later than that. So, okay, so last 10 years, what have we done so far? So when we started out by thinking that, if we can get small businesses to come prepared with a plan that we can share with them, then perhaps they can take it one place, everything in one place. So we started out by building out many business plans, and we built about 70 of them for different kinds of businesses, all in one place, like a kit. Everything, we called it business in a box. And we had everything in one place. And that activity still happens to be useful and available, but we didn't get too many people who came in to say that I want to start a tailoring business, so I take the guidebook and work with us. We also spoke to a lot of people who were running these skill development institutes, and we realized that they are interested in teaching entrepreneurship, but most of those who are attending these classes are really interested in jobs, not starting their own businesses. So we ran into some situation where we had a lot of content, but not enough takers on it. And then we realized that, okay, we should take a fresh look and see what can we do. So we found that we had many different processes that were already available with us. So we decided to open the box up and make all these processes available to people at large. So now we have about 75 to 80 different processes. And for each process, we have about 4 things that we are trying to create as the completion of the grid. One is a checklist that allows you to check if you are compliant or you have adequate information about that process. If you have that or not, that's something you can check for yourself. Then the next step is, let's say you have some things missing. And let me try to use this through an example. So let's say there's a photographer who wants to create a social media presence. So that's the activity. So there's a checklist that will allow them to see what do they need to have to get social media presence, and they can check box, look it for themselves. If they don't make it, then what do they need to make that happen? So we have DIY type, do-it-yourself help guides to help you make those things happen. And then if you can't do it, then we have people from the community who will help you make that happen. And finally, we are trying to create benchmarks for people on what may be missing. Are you in the top quartile or bottom quartile? What we found is that over the last 6 to 7 years of trying this, we have had large number of businesses who have come and picked up a few things from us over the period. Now almost 240,000 plus businesses have come, they have registered themselves and have picked some service or the other from us. And we find some of them, about half of them, keep coming back again for more and more services. And we have a roadmap for what you might need. So there is a lot of this kind of activity that's been going on quite well. Now, over the last 2 years, especially after COVID, we found that many of these small businesses are still struggling. So we wanted to sort of expand the scope to go beyond those who could come physically, or we wanted to be more online and things like that. So we have now moved into what we call the 3.0 of the deAsra Foundation, where we look at this whole ecosystem as seed, soil and surround. In the seed context, we are looking at how do we help students, colleges, otherwise whoever, feel like they should become entrepreneurs. And we think that the gig economy is going to happen. So as part of the gig economy, everyone needs to know how to manage money, how to manage sales, how to do various activities. So we now have several training courses that we have created that people are taking into various colleges in and around the city. And the whole goal is to see how to help them, help train the teachers so that they can offer these courses themselves. So some of that is happening. Some of the work that I shared where we help entrepreneurs succeed, that is now part of the soil. And to help with the surround and to get the ecosystem so that the government and other things, we can do some policy work. We have partnered with the Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics, where we now have a deAsra's Center for Nano Entrepreneurs, where we are writing specific things for the government. And Pradnya will announce some of the initiatives that we have now with the government, where we are trying to partner with various people so that we can take these policies for small businesses nationally and at a grander level than just what we can do ourselves. So we are starting to see some good action. And many of the data points that I was going to share during the panel discussion, so I'll not share them right now. And we want to have a short panel where we'll explain to you what we have done in the last 10 years and where we go next. So I'll keep most of those things for there. I just wanted to finally thank all of you again. This is a sort of a team event. We wanted to thank all the people who've been part of deAsra. We've had many people who have worked with us all through these 10 years. A lot of young people, many senior experienced people who have come and extended their time to help these small entrepreneurs. Many of you are here. Thank you very much for all your support. I want to also mention S.R. Joshi, who was very active and he's still quite active with us. He's traveling today, so he couldn't be here today. And Anil Pathak, like Sonali mentioned, he was one of the earliest persons I went to. He had very good understanding of the problems that these small businesses have. And he was very instrumental in helping us get them through. And many others have supported, and thank you all for being here and for your kind support all through these years. I will stop here. We have a lot of different people who are going to share their stories. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you for the first 10 years, and hopefully we'll have more to do together in the next 10 and beyond that. Thank you.